Hello, my coding family. How's everybody doing today? Thank goodness it's Friday, right? Travi had a cheer camp to attend today, so he's been gone since 8 this morning. James attended high school on a Friday to catch up on some extra work. They normally don't go to school on Fridays, but they do offer 4 hours in the morning to go, and he wanted to go, so it was interesting. I did have some quiet hours today that I'm not used to. So it's been a good Friday so far. How are you guys doing? Is there any medical coding questions or anything I can help you guys with before we get started with the questions I have for today? I saw that Jenny passed her certification exam today. She just posted on YouTube. So that was, no, on Facebook. I just posted a new video on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook just a second ago. It was some PowerPoint slides I got from the AMA website on risk adjustment. So I just read them out, but hopefully it's helpful. I'm going to post those slides that I got from AMA on risk adjustment on the risk adjustment membership site on my website so people can download those PowerPoint slides if they want them. Thank you, Go Cart. Good to see you. Hey, Fagan. Hey, Jen. Mabel, good to see you. Hey, Taylor. Johnson. Micah, good to see you. Ashana, how's everybody doing? Need an easy apple butter recipe. Go to a local farmer's market and buy it. If a person has hypertension and congestive heart failure, but hypertension is not related, what would be the code? Well, I'm not sure how you could have congestive heart failure. Maybe if it was genetic, right? Yeah. So hopefully you know how they got the congestive heart failure, but you're going to be in the I-50s, you know, unspecified, of course, I-50.9, and then probably, if you know whether it's systolic or dystolic, there's a 2 and a 3 difference in the like the third or fourth code for that, for the I-50s. If it's combined, both systolic and dystolic, both numbers, then I think it's a 4. So I-50 range. And then, of course, let me see what else I got. Where was that? The person has, and then, of course, you know your I-10s are your hypertension, so you got to code that separate. Yes, congrats to Jenny. Hey, Samantha. We'll do 2 codes. Scared. She's taking her test tomorrow. Oh my. Island Mountain Girl. She's got her TikTok subscription. Aw, that's so cute. You're in anatomy and physiology class. That's awesome, Riz. I hope I can help you out. You started your course through Preppy. Cool. I hope it's super helpful for you. Is it pretty least expensive? Like, is it cheap or free on Preppy? Go-Kart. She has a TikTok subscription too. Aw, that's awesome. Brandy, I'm getting ready to take my CRC. I failed it the first time. I'm having trouble with the case studies. That's a question on TikTok. Let me switch this over and see if I can't help out. So if you're on my website, which is medicalcodingbyjen.com, let me, I don't know why I got that like so. Transform, reset, transform, there we go. So if you're on my website, get that back up there. Let me get it. That's not helpful. Just a link for Capital One. Definitely want that one. Here we go. So if you're on my website at Medical Coding by Jen, and if you guys are on TikTok and your view is not too good, it's just because you're going through my cell phone, through my computer screen. I am streaming this live on YouTube. If you want to head over to Medical Coding by Jen on YouTube, it will be a better view, but it's okay. If you're on TikTok, it's cool. On my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com, I do have a CRC practice area that is super helpful. I know 500 or more questions here that you guys can practice with. And over here to the side, on the right hand side, is I have a ton of PDFs that you can download that can help you guys out for CRC. All those are free. And then I have these coding one-sheeters for a bunch of diagnosis codes, like arthritis is right there, along with the practice exam questions. And they all come with rationale and stuff, but there's like over 500 practice questions with CRC. There's even cases down here, but there's even more of those sheets of the one page. What do I do if they have COPD and asthma, dementia with other things, all kinds of things that might be helpful for you. On the CRC exam, and as far as prep and doing practice exam questions, there's a bunch. You just click on what you think the answer is. You'll get rationale, whether you got it right or wrong. So hopefully that's super helpful for you. A ton of practice questions, and it's only like $8 if you want to join that. Super helpful. Don't forget to go to the resources tab. There's a free resource tab under FAQs. The third FAQ has a free list right there, and one of the cool lists that I do have is a link to CMS website right here. It's the free certification classes from CMS. One of their classes that they're giving away this quarter is The World of Medicare, which does cover risk adjustment, which is super cool, and it's a free course. You can unlimited attempts at taking and passing the course. You will get a certificate that you can add to your resume, and no one's going to track and see that you watched the video 9 times and you failed the little exam at the end 9 times, but then the 10th time you got it right. No one's going to care, so don't worry about that. But it's a free course. They also have one on ICD-10 coding, which can help out also with risk adjustment. Right here, the ICD-10 diagnosing, but it's completely free, and it does come with practice exam questions. I like it. I think it's super helpful. And that, of course, is also on my website, and it's just right there underneath the resources tab where all the free resources are. I have some free videos for doing book prep, super helpful. There's also underneath the CPT book prep page, there's also a page on how to make your notes for ICD-10. Highly recommend you looking at those 3 pictures for your CRC exam, because you could do this, move your guidelines to the codes that it affects and stuff like that I have examples on that are super helpful in my notes. Of course, I do have notes available in the shop if you guys are looking for that kind of stuff where you just want to copy page by page. If you go to the shop, there is all CPT notes are on the first page. You scoochie down, and this is where all the ICD-10 notes are at. So if you wanted to just copy all the notes for pregnancy, sepsis, what have you, they're all here for you. Super helpful. Underneath the gallery is pictures that are my favorites. They're all free, so they are helpful. Which ICD-10 book or risk adjustment book do I like? It's this one from the AMA. It has a ton of practice exam questions. I have my favorite anatomy pictures here, my Appendix L pictures here. What do I use to carry my books in? What pens do I use? What highlighters? What those CMS certifications look like when you do one of those completed classes from CMS. How do I keep my books bound together? How do I get an extra hour to take my exam? How do I get rid of my apprenticeship? How many questions are on the exam? All that can be answered right here underneath the shared gallery. So it's very helpful. Don't forget to, just click around. Look at the blog. There's a ton of free job resources and E&M resources here. I've got a 9-page chapter book just on the elements of MDM with practice exam questions underneath the Mastering MDM. There's practice exam questions there, so lots of stuff here for you guys that is all free. So don't forget to come hang out on my website and click around. You can't break anything, so go search it out, see what's there. I won't spam you with a ton of stuff. I might remind you that I do have a workshop coming up this Sunday. If you want to attend, we're going to do 75 practice exam questions in the same pace as the certification exam. 1 question every single 15 minutes, or no, every 2 minutes. We're going to do a question every 2 minutes in the same pace so that we can get through all 75 exam questions. That could be super helpful for anybody that is trying to pass their certification exam. Just getting to the codes, finding them in your books, and then trying to pick out an answer in 120 seconds is no joke. So if you want to see if you're ready for the exam, you can book that right there on my main page by just clicking that big old box if you want to. We have 750 practice exam questions with pocket prep. That's where the link is right there on my site. It's the big pink one. And that's where you get page numbers, where the answers are for all the questions, which is super helpful. And if you want to do like I did and switch your cell phone service from Verizon, T-Mobile, any of those major companies over to Mint Mobile, which I just did and love it. I love the $15 a month unlimited phone service. I was doing Verizon. I had 2 lines for $241 was my last bill last month for just 2 lines. I had Disney Plus on there and insurances on the phones and things like that, but and then extra storage for a memory drive or something. But yeah, I switched over and now I'm doing Mint, and I've been a Verizon customer for over a decade, and I can't tell any difference, none whatsoever. So it's been great, love it. Anyway, if y'all want to do those links are all there for you. I just hope the site gives you tons of help, and I can make a difference for you guys and help you guys out. All right. Let me know if there's any other questions, or if I missed one, don't be afraid to just retype it again, because I get to talking and forget to look at chat. My hands are all moving and all kinds of stuff. I forget where I'm at. But Brandy, I hope that can help you out. Do I have practice questions for CPMA? I do. I even have on my website, if you go to the workshop tab, you can purchase my last workshop that is still available to replay, which there was a CPC instructor who could not pass her CPMA last week. And so I created that workshop for her. We did 2 hours of practice exam questions for the CPMA, and she had failed it, I think 4 times or something, was fixing to take it her 5th and 6th time, and all she needed was that one workshop, and she was able to pass it right away. So highly recommend purchasing that. That would be super helpful for you, because that will make a huge difference, is that workshop actually. And there's practice exam questions on there, but I have not created my own individual practice exam questions for CPMA, but I have created a study guide. If you want a PDF printable study guide of exactly what laws and things to put inside your book prior to the exam, I do in my shop for like $20 have a study guide for CPMA, and then I have a workshop for CPMA that is really cool, because it teaches you how to pass all those cases questions at the end, where it's super hard because you're trying to find the error in those big long cases, and they have multiple questions per case. That's the hardest part of the CPMA, and I teach you a better way of doing it. So highly recommend that workshop. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Let me check up on YouTube's chat, and let's get started with the very first question that I have tonight. I do have some CCS questions for tonight. And then, hey, Nita, hey, Tisha. Hey. I was thinking about getting Mint for your daughter. That's awesome, Shauna. It's really no difference. It comes with, I have that hotspot. I have international calling when we go to Mexico. It's the same thing with the same towers. It's really no difference at all. You just have to pre-buy your months. So instead of having a monthly cell service, you buy groups. So if you buy 3 months at a time like I did at $15 a month unlimited, it was $45. So just did that. When these 3 months promotional are over with, I'm going to prepay for a year for my line. It's going to be $300, but that pays for an unlimited amount of usage, data, cell service for a whole year. And my cell phone bill at Verizon was $240. I told you guys, almost 1 month of service is going to pay for a whole year. So I'm excited to hit that 1 year. Let me go on and prepay for a year of service, and then I won't have to pay for anything else. So that's what I'm going to do next month after the 3 months. So yeah, that Wahlberg actor, whatever, he invented this stuff. So it's been working great. And I totally messed up my transfer over for my 2 lines. I messed it up like I was like a newbie who'd never even used a computer or a cell phone in my whole entire life. I messed it up so bad. I had to call them to get them on the phone to fix it. And they answer the phone. You don't get a 1-800, I don't care about you crazy loop. And they totally undid what foolishness I did and fixed my issue. And I didn't have to get transferred or anything. So it was great. Anyway, can't say enough about them. I do like them. I wouldn't promote them if I didn't like them. What do you guys think is the answer for this HitPix question? Just type it into chat. If you buy the workshop but can't attend, can you watch it later? Of course. The workshop replay is good for 90 days, unlimited watches. I will be turning it off and taking it away in 90 days just to give to my YouTube membership members, the people that pay a monthly service to see my exclusive content. They get access to those workshops after 90 days. People that purchase the workshop for the day of the workshop or to replay it are supporting the content creation, of course, so they get access to them for 90 days. So, since I teach for free 3 nights a week, 2 hours each time, just the purchasing of those workshops does help out for not only creating the content for the workshops, but creating the content for all the free lives and stuff. So I hope that's helpful. You're in HitPix. Where are the codes? This question is asking you just if what HitPix level codes categories allow for pass-through payment devices. Is it S codes, D codes, Q codes, or C codes? So every HitPix code in your HitPix book will start out with an alphabetical letter first, and then it'll have some numbers. So that alphabetical number is all they're talking about in this question. HitPix codes are in your HitPix book, yes. My TikTok is frozen, or is it just you guys? But let's see. Let me see. I'm in the real-time performance. Is that better, guys? Is that better? Island, try refreshing, coming out of the live and going back in. See if that helps. Who gave coins? Somebody did. Who did that? Was that Island? No, it was Go-Kart. Thank you, Go-Kart, for supporting the TikTok. This one is just C codes. C codes were introduced to report surgical supplies, and see they were asking about devices, and drugs specific to procedures performed under OPPS. C codes report use of goods that Medicare will pay in addition to ambulatory payment classifications, APC, for a procedure. Only facilities using APCs use C codes. Somebody's at my front door. I gotta go check on that and see what's going on. I think Travis getting dropped off, or I'm not sure. Are they staying, coming, going? I gotta go check on them. Here's y'all one heck of a question to work on. Don't let all those codes freak you guys out. Start off by looking at your differences. Modifiers can help you out with this question. I'll be right back. People online teaching, one on TikTok and on YouTube. Have you guys put in an answer yet? You guys freaking out over this lab and path question? Modifiers can save your soul, like I said. Would we use a 99? Would we use a 91? Would we times these codes? Sorry about that. I got annoying people in the house, and I'm trying to boot them, but they're just following me around. Look at that. Phone going off. You got to turn off the ringer. Hey, Tara. Thanks, Brandy, for the gifts on TikTok. What do you guys think is the answer? Did anybody put, can I move the camera back? It's hard because I've got it on the screen. Does that make any difference? Does that help? Hey, Miss Jen, the medical coding by Jen Squad. Hey, Sam, good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing? My little coding family. Do y'all know where to remove corns are in the CPT book? I do, Samantha, because that is on the exam. So if we go, isn't that somewhere around the 17s? Corns, well, yeah, the corns. Oh yeah. So around 17000, so corns would be, is that the 17106? Oh, I hate how the book is separated. Plantar warts and stuff are done with the 17110. Is a corn a wart? What is a corn? That's just crappy skin, isn't it? Congenital nevuses, port wine stains, those kind of things are done at the 17106. And then precancerous ones are the 1700s, which is usually just the ateric keratosis, whatever. Rosacea and stuff. Benign ones are done at 17004, 107, and 108, depending on the sizes. Sending greetings from Travelers Rest, South Carolina. Aw. We're missing you in our classes too. Super helpful. We got D's, B's, and C's. A huge amount of differences between those answers. So think about what modifier would you use, right? D does not have any modifiers in it at all, so I'd get rid of that. C and B have 91 modifiers in them, but A has 99 modifiers in them, so I wouldn't do that one. So out of a difference between B and C, what's the correct answer for a physician who orders myoglobin to be done, and then enzyme levels, and we're running things consecutively every 3 hours? So we've got one right there. Let me put that color. This is one test that they ordered. This is another test that they ordered. And then this is the last test that they ordered. So there would be 3 different CPT codes unless one of them happens to be combined into one CPT code. So the first thing I would look for is which one has 3 different CPT codes in it, and then which one would be ordered correctly because of the multiple times once every 3 hours. C also has the times 3, which isn't how we do it. What you do is, see if I can explain this better. You take your very first CPT code for your very first test, right? You code it because you did it, right? And then when you repeat it for your 3 hours later and then 3 hours later, that's when you times 2 it and give it a 91 modifier to let the health plan know, yes, we did this test multiple times during their 24 hours here with us. So there's our first one. There's a different CPT code right there, and that's where we code our second test that we ordered. We'll bill it again when we repeat it for that second and third hour with our modifier times 2. And then there is our third CPT code for our third test that we ordered. And we have to bill it again for our second and third time. But that time we add our 91 modifier and our times 2. So it will always be in that particular order where you will see however many tests you ordered, that one CPT code down twice together, and then twice again, and then twice again. You sure you're going to be okay in the morning?
What do you mean?
Getting to cheer camp and everything without me?
I hope.
You got your clothes for cheer camp? You got your shoes?
Yep.
Deodorant? Sulfa gel for your face?
I think I brought one
over
case.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have my tretinoin cream over there too.
Okay. You got socks for tomorrow? You got... You didn't shower, you didn't change clothes. You are.
All the other girls didn't even.
I don't even care what them girls are doing. I care about what my child is doing. You've been touching girl parts all day, throwing them up in the air, and you ain't gonna shower.
Get the juji, bro.
You are go shower. I'm gonna make sure Mel takes you and gets you showered, boy. All right, hold on, baby. I'm teaching a class. All right, let me get, so that's the pattern for this lab test. He's going over just here is your next question. See if you guys can do this one without me. I'm gonna try to boot them out the door. Make sure he's got all of his stuff for spending his nice. No, it's nasty. It's got cat hair all over it. You don't want that. good. Love you. Bye. Lord have mercy. Sorry, guys. I had to see Travi out the door. He's going to go spend the night. So y'all get my undivided attention for the workshop on Sunday. This one, we've got probably a panel, right? And the ones with the 2 zeros are panels. So you know they include stuff. If you can make a smiley face man out of them, then you know they include a bunch of codes. And you just come through here, find the panels that include as many of these items as possible. And then you only code the 1 or 2 codes that are not included in one of these panels. It could be the 53, the 48, 47, or 51. One interesting thing is one of them has a modifier, and we don't reduce services in Lab and Pass, so you know right away you can throw A out the door. So D has way too many codes. The only 2 that really match would be B and C again, and then knowing just if you are a 48 or a 47, that's all I would look up, because you don't, once you pick out the correct one for that, you don't need to verify with all these other codes which one it is. And this one I think was C, isn't it C? Did anybody get C? Indeed, C. What do you guys think on TikTok? We're on calcium. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Here's another one. Is this one allergy injection? No. Close. What are we doing? Home dialysis. Oh, love these codes. All right. So we've got 2 answers that are the same, that are the 70. So I'd run to that code first and see what's going on. 90970. 90970. Taking me way too long to get to the codes. 90970. It's a child code, can't do much with it. We gotta go check out Mama, which is 90967, to see if we are in the correct area with the 70 code, which is end-stage renal disease, of course, dialysis, less than a full month services. What did we do? On the 19th, the patient was admitted to the hospital. We discharged on the 21st, and we began home dialysis on the 25th of the month, and it continued every day until the 31st. So that is less than a full month's worth of service. So we would need to bill the 70. The 70 is also good for that patient's age, 45 years old, perfect. Now you just need to know, would we bill it times 11, or would we bill it just the one time itself? That hint is at your mama code, which is 90967. When you look at it, it says per day, which is the same thing as saying the word each that's often used throughout the book. And that means, yep, D, we get to bill the times 11 days. Perfect. All right. We've got 2 answers with the 601. So I would run to that code really quick, see what's going on there first before I did anything else. 99601. 99601. What's going on there? Are we doing home infusion with specialty drug administration? Is that what's going on in this question? We're doing peritoneal dialysis. Thank you guys for the 6,000 likes on TikTok, and I don't know how many shares. Appreciate it. What have we got going on YouTube? We've got 32 on and 16 likes. Thank you much, guys. I did get $32 today from TikTok for my TikTok subscribers. There are like 14 people that subscribe to the TikTok channel. So because we got that money in today, we're going to continue on and give away some YouTube memberships. Be sure and chat. Oh, this one right here. And so that I can give away free memberships. Let me toss some money at YouTube. 5 memberships cost $26.85, so I still got $10 more to spend of the TikTok money, but there is 5 memberships. Let's see who wins today. Mabel, Yasmin, Kanisha, Tasha, Angie. Congratulations, guys. I hope those YouTube memberships help out. You now have a whole month's access free of the exclusive content on my website. There's a second podcast that I'm working on, reading the ICD-10 guidelines to you guys. I've already read the E&M guidelines in the podcast. There's, of course, the replays of the workshops if the workshops are older than 90 days. There's the old duck classes, and then I create other videos for specialty certificates like CRC or CPMA, and those videos are only for the memberships too. So I hope that helps out a whole bunch. And we'll give away some more during our workshop on Sunday. All right, guys, what do you guys think is the answer for this one? I kind of don't agree with this one. I think they have an error on this one, but which answer is the closest correct answer? So if we have a nurse coming in 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 days a week, and they're doing 3 hours of dialysis. Our code 99601 will pay for 2 hours. The add-on code 99602 will pay for the other hour, right? So that gets our 3 hours of dialysis. And then also once a week, 1 day a week on Fridays. So 1 day a week, we have a nurse come by who helps with grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff. Assist with meals, shopping, and grocery. And the first day of the month did land on a Monday. And there's 30 days in a month. So that means that there would be 3 days a week times 3 days. And we're going to have 4 weeks. So we've got 12 days, right? If we did a month, not technically 13, because if we started on a Monday, if we started on a Friday, that would be 13. But if we started on a Monday, you'd get the whole weekend. So, I don't know. Technically, I think they meant to write Friday and they wrote Monday, but don't know. Closest answer that is correct is B, because we have 12 visits for sure that were 3 hours, and then we have once a week for 4 weeks of the cleaning and shopping. It is a little confusing, but if you're looking at a calendar, you know, a calendar has, 7 days a week, and then you've got that done 4 times. You can, circle your 3 days a week and add those together. If you had all the dashes for the whole month down there, you would eventually get to where you'd have all 12 days circled, You could do it by bean counting, whatever you wanted to do, but it is confusing. Just 3 days a week times 4 days times 4 weeks is 12. So 3 times 4 weeks, 3 days a week times 4 is 12 days. And starting on a Monday for the whole month wouldn't get you 13. If you started a week on a Friday and you did a whole month, that gets you an extra Friday in that month, which would get you 13. But irregardless, the closest answer is B. And these codes do not have that they are add-on codes that you can multiply the 601. You would only know that if you paid attention to the per visit and you made a note that you can times that particular code. I go through all the codes when I create my notes, and I let you know which ones you can times and which ones you can't, that kind of thing. It's super helpful. I like that question. I need to fix it though, make it better. We've got a modifier, 52. Would we use that for a 93923? What is that? 939. 939. 23. That is a complete bilateral non-invasive psychological study of the upper and lower, not psychological, what am I pronouncing? Upper and lower extremity arteries. Physiologic. Ooh. Physiologic. Upper and lower extremity arteries. Would we use a reduced service on those codes? wonder why I have C. It does say in a parenthetical when doing one arm or leg in the study, use modifier 52. Do we see that we were doing it bilaterally? When performing a non-image pressure left leg analysis in both directions. Maybe I was taking front and back, tibial. In addition, 2 levels of whatever volume, what tension were taken. We did, in addition, 2 levels of so we did two directions, 2 levels, so that would have been limited. And then if we only did unilaterally, we would need the 52. I wonder if my answer is correct. I don't have the rationale, so I can't tell. But it could very well be the D. I only see 1 leg, right? But I have C down. Who knows? I make mistakes all the time, so who knows? All right, guys. Are we doing a Moss surgery? Are we doing cancer? Are we doing something like a breast something? Or are we back in the back? These codes are all over the place. Where would we be? So it should be pretty easy to figure out. If we were doing a Moss surgery, or what header is the 19,000 code under? What header? 19301 is under what? We're going to be under repairs and reconstructions, maybe? No, 301. We're going to be under mastectomies. And then the 1116 is under the cancer. So what did we do? What did we do today? They're not going to tell us, huh? Planned. The skin incision should be planned to optimize. Yep, we know that. And the best accomplished by the incision. Yep. All specimens will be oriented. Clips labeled. Intraoperative assessments. Specimens. Ultrasound to remove the lesion. Clips placed, and radiation oncologist to mark the excision cavity and defect, close the layers as cosmetically as possible. Which one of these lesions would they really be hyper-focused about? Cosmetics. What do you guys think? Thank you for the TGIF. I love the Friday thing. It's super cool. Thanks, Brandy and Go-Kart. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the 18,000 taps on the screen. Blood flow in both directions. No worries, Jen. I make mistakes too. Hey, Go-Kart. But y'all, yeah. Did y'all think? Thanks, Angela, for sharing the live. Thanks so much. Thanks for the love you heart, Brandy. That's great. Would love a YouTube membership. I hope to give you one, Brandy. natural skin lines of this particular tissue is where? April, you have a update? What's up? What's up? Jenny passed her exam today. How about you? How are you doing? Nita. No worries. She's saying B is correct. You got a job? Great. Lobes granular tissues are within the mammillary glands. So knowing where those lobules are and that they're talking about granular stuff means they're talking about breast tissue. So this is a mastectomy without saying mastectomy. Very difficult one. You won't have something that difficult on the CPC exam, but it's a pretty cool question. Congratulations. That's awesome. You're going to have a great Christmas this year. That's wonderful. Wendy's taking her exam on the 29th. Awesome. That's great. I hope I can help you out. We were talking about the other night, I officially have my first job in the medical field. Aw, it's going to take you so far. I just love my medical career. It really saved me. No matter what happens in the economy, there is always a place for all of us in the medical field, no matter what goes on. And it used to be a whole lot better back in the early 1990s. I mean, if my kid was sick, I could just take them to the hospital with me, and they had this whole hospital wing for all the employees, sick kids, and they had nurses in there, and they just sat in there with their fevers and chicken pox or whatever. And the daycare, the per hour was just taken out of your next paycheck and stuff like that. I just love the convenience of it. And then the health care was so inexpensive compared to what it is now when you get a job. But it's still one of the best ways to keep a job and not have to worry about economics, but then also transition and find your niche, what you want to do with it, and carry it on. There's so much you can do with medical coding and auditing and being in administration, and it's been lovely. It's been wonderful. You've always dreamt about being in the medical field. Even being medical coders, you can help your family members navigate when and if, God forbid, something happens to them and they need to seek treatment. You can help out with those kind of things. This medical community is a larger community, but it's still a small community, and it's still super helpful. The complete, oh yeah, this is a CCS question. What do you guys, for CCS people that are doing the PCS part of the exam, what are the complete parts for PCS? 2 of them have guidelines in it. You just got to know if you're doing codes or tables, I guess. I got a couple of PCS questions tonight. This one's B. Next one, PCS, is it compact, logic-driven, categorized, or standardized? This one's easy to remember because the S word goes with the S word. It's just how I remember it because I see patterns. All right, and then PCS How many sections does it have? 14, 15, 21, or 17? These are for CCS. This is definitely my foot in the door, but I'm excited to start soaking it all up and on the info. And working in the medical field all day, every day, 5 days a week or 4 days a week, whatever shift you got, is going to help. Going to help your vocabulary. I know mine's terrible. Now that I've been out of it already 2 months, but it just working in the jargon every day, learning the vocabulary is going to do wonders for you. Going to love it. It's usually, you know, inside work, air conditioning, you know, you get the holidays off. If you're working in the office or as an administrator, just can't get any better. Be sure to watch some TikToks about how to maximize how many days off a year you get, because you get so many PTO days, you know. You can combine those with holidays that we automatically get off to maximize the amount of days that you can take off throughout the year if you plan ahead. So taking this particular Friday off or this particular Monday off can make you have 5 or 6 weeks, days off in a row, versus having to come in for 1 day and then getting 2 more days off or something. So I saw some of those TikToks recently, and I thought, that is so smart. They go through the calendar and they pre-plan all that mess. That answer was 17. All right. We're done with the CCS questions. What about when an autograft is obtained from a different body part in order to complete the objective of the procedure? What is coded? Do we code a separate procedure? We're talking about adjacent tissue transfers, but what if the tissue transfer is not adjacent? What if it's somewhere else? Nothing. Autografts necessary to complete the procedure are not separately coded. Grafts that stay attached to the body are separately coded or coded as dependent upon the size and nature of the graft. Guideline question. How are we doing on TikTok, guys? Oogie Boogie, she's still subscribed too. That's so great. I don't see a lot of, the last time anybody, there we go. We got any chats? Okay, good. Brandy's in there. Good. D. Okay. We got several D's. Well, if you have to get a graft from a different body part that you're not working on, it's not attached or something you're swinging around to cover the defect that you just made. So let's say we're working on this leg right here. This person has a defect in their leg right here, and we, instead of going right here to the thigh or under leg area and making a graft and attaching it right here to our defect, we're going to go up here to the chest or back or trunk area, and we're creating a graft here to move there. That's what they're talking about. If it was nearby and in the same body part area, that's what an adjacent tissue transfer is, those 1,400 codes, 14,000 codes. And we don't code an extra code or a separate code. But when we do one, a graft, from a different body part, and we move it to a defect we made, we do get to code a separate code. So A would be the answer for this one. So just think about that if you've got a different body part that you're going to get the graft from that's separate from the defect area, then you do get to code it. Procedures performed using an open approach with percutaneous endoscope assistance are coded to the blank approach. This is a CCS question. Do we do open endoscopic, open, or percutaneous? This would be something for CCS people to know. Ahima. You see why their exam, I think, is a little bit harder than CPC. But they're both taken interchangeably with all job applications. All of them that I see, people are asking for one or the other. They're not usually asking for just a CCS or just a CPC. Universally, companies write them both down. So if you have either or, they're fine. But anybody know this answer? We got D's. I thought it was open. We do to the approach, because the approach, and then they're asking us about the approach. Well, the approach was open. So we code to open, right? Sometimes it's just silliness. You're going back and looking for the word approach. Well, the approach was open, so you code to the open. Yeah. All right, when the documentation of a procedure does not include a specific body part, the procedure should be coded to what? Try not to overthink the questions. A lot of times, y'all just be thinking too hard. When the documentation of a procedure does not include specific body parts, the procedure should be coded to the closest body part, to the procedure intent, the anatomical region of the procedure, unspecified code, or none of the above. Query the doctor. Yay, good job, Sam. You loving the CCS questions? Great, Kristen. I'm hoping that they're helpful for you. What do we think on TikTok? We got 9 of you guys on. We got 24,000 taps. My goodness, thank you guys. How many likes did we end up on YouTube? 23 likes on YouTube. Thank you guys. How many are coming on Sunday? For a little while. I know some of you can't stay the whole day. How many are coming on Sunday? This one is for the anatomic region. If you can at least code up to the region that the body part is in, like trunk, because that'll do your belly, chest area, or back. If you can at least get to the region, then you're good. B. Kristen will be there. Yay. Who else? Clarissa, go-kart, yes. You should have an email. I did that one yesterday. Wendy will be there. Awesome. Yay. It's 2 p.m. Arizona time zone. So right now it is 5:23 here in my particular Arizona. My Arizona is kind of split. Some of the time zone in Arizona is different than the rest of Arizona, but my particular time zone, it is 5:23. And we would be ending our workshop at this time. But we're going to start it at 2 p.m. Arizona time zone on Sunday. But even if you do pre-purchase the workshop, you can watch the replay anytime for 90 days. Ooh, HCPCS question. We did some last Wednesday. So here's some more. Sunday's class is going to be over, in general, if you're taking a medical coding certification exam that is multiple choice. This is it. It's going to be over all 17 sections of the exam, from guidelines, E&M, all the way from anesthesia through to the medicine section. I'll do a few questions from every area, and we'll do them in the same pace as the exam, so we'll only utilize 2 minutes per question, and then that way you can follow along in your books. Try to get to the codes as fast as I do, and then pick out your differences in your answers, and then move on to your next question. If you can do a workshop with me and you can pass, like getting at least 90% of the questions done and answered correctly with me, then you're ready for your certification exam. I'm so glad, Sam. What are we doing about this HCPCS question? What are you guys thinking? You're taking your exam on Wednesday? Great. Workshop would be great for you. Do not second guess yourself on the exam either. You haven't looked at the PCS book in a while? Count me in. Yay, go kart. Brandy, it'll be an overview of pretty much any kind of medical coding certification exam. It's mostly trying to get you to where you can grab your books, get to the codes as fast as I do. Think about how fast you're going to have to be per question. I'm going to show you techniques, let you know what's going on in my head. If this was my exam question, what would I do? What would get me the answer the fastest? B, not C or D. This one is B. This one, you got to worry about the micrograms. To milligram conversion. So that's makes this question harder than a normal question would be. You don't have to do a lot of conversions on the CPC exam. You might have one on the CCS, but they don't make you do conversions on the CPC, but they might on the CCS. On the CPC, if you're going to have to do anything, it will be just like taking a milligram, and like if it's 100 milligrams but your dose is 25, but you're trying to get to 100, you need to know that you would times 4 it. So they're pretty basic on the CPC. But CCS, you might have to do a conversion like this. So that's why this one's in there. All right. Are we in 95024? 27 or 28? 27 and 28 are the closest. Allergy shots. I hate these. These are always the hardest. 950. I have a closed mindset when it comes to allergy injections. I'm slowly learning about them. It's hard. It just takes a lot of practice to do these codes. Some of the allergies, are per shot, and then some of them are per vial dose. So paying attention to your parent codes is vital in this area. All right, the 2.7 and the 5.0, 2.7 and 2.8. Oh, thank God it's not. This is just testing. This isn't the therapy. Thank goodness. These are be easier. All right, 2.7 and 2.8. What's our differences? We've got sequential and incremental versus extracts. So first we have to figure out, are we doing extracts? Are we doing incrementals? We've got extracts, so that would get rid of 27. It gets rid of that one. Could keep our 24. We could keep our 28. What's 18? 18 is not... That's sequential 2, so we can get rid of 18. All right, got you down to a 50-50 shot. Which one would it be, the 24 or the 28? What's your differences? One is immediate and one is delayed. And here is our one word difference right there. So that lets you know that we are going to be C28, right? So you are only looking for the words extract, which codes 28 and 27 don't have. 24 is for immediate and 28 is for delayed. Having those one word differences written down underneath the CPT code is super helpful. I provide those in my notes, but also those YouTube videos that go along with my notes on the book prep videos will show you how I find the codes, especially if you've got code descriptors that start off with the same words like the 24, the 27, and the 28 do. It's the same exact words: intercutaneous test, allergic extracts, with allergy extracts, and airborne. They're just on and on and on, and they have the same things in all of them here. But if you haven't gone through and found what the one little word difference is between these codes, it makes it extremely difficult during the exam to figure out what it is. When they're completely different from all the other codes, like 95076 and 95079 on the next page, those two codes don't need any one word differences because those are two codes that are completely written out differently than any other codes on these two pages. There's no other ingestion challenge, right? That's the only set. But these intradermal allergy tests, there's quite a few of them on this page, and they all look the same. So going through here and figuring out what your one-word difference is before your exam is super helpful. takes some time, but it is helpful to do for sure. Radiology, 61 and 63 are pretty close. Well, so is the 57 and the 59. 57 is going to be the cheapest procedure. So, yeah, 75557. What's going on there? I'll go look at that one first. 755. Thank you guys for all the taps and the shares. All right. We are under the heart for 57, 59, 61, and 63. All these codes were on somebody's exam recently who just took them. Who is that? Mabel? Who's taking their exam tomorrow? These are pink highlighted codes, so knowing the differences between these codes, muy important. One set of the two codes has no contrast. One set of the codes is with and without contrast. So that's my first thing. Go look through the example. See if you did contrast at all, or if you did only without contrast. What do you guys think? We can get rid of C and D because those are solely without contrast, because we followed with contrast later. So we know we had to have done a 61 or a 63. Then you just need to look at your differences between those two codes. And that's just your stress test. Did we do the stress imaging? We did. So you know your answer is A. Yep. You meant A. That's right, Ashley. Good job. Perfect. Oh, it cannot be D because D is without contrast. And we did do contrast. We followed with contrast for 4 more images. Just because it says without contrast in one place, make sure you look before that sentence and a little bit after that sentence to verify that you didn't do something squirrely and add contrast later. All right. The 88 and the 89 are super close together. What's going on with this code? 932. 932. 932. It's so quiet in this house without Travis. Oh my God. I'll be in mourning until after Sunday's workshop, till he comes back. 932. 88. What's going on there? Interrogation device evaluation in person. Are we evaluating some stuff in person? What are we doing? What's our header? You like that, Sam? What do you guys think? Try not to help with this one. Yes, overthinking will definitely throw you off for sure. What do you guys think on TikTok? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 88 and 89, I don't see that I'm doing an interrogation. So what's going on with the 80 and the 84? Let me check those out. Our 80 is a child code. I can't do nothing with it, so I gotta go do its mom, which is 93279, which is programming device evaluation. What is 84? 84 is another child code. I can't do nothing with it. Where's its mama? That's the programming. Okay, so we do have the word programming showing up. That looks a little bit more like it than my interrogation devices. I didn't see anything in these. Or that procedural evaluation for 88 and 89. Yeah, I don't see anything there, but programming lights up. So are we an 80 or an 84? 80 is dual lead pacemaker, where 84 is a multiple lead implantable defibrillator. And we did defibrillator. So I think it's A. Anybody get A? These just too difficult today? These are rough. Okay, so this one's mom code. You have to go to 93279. This one, you have to look at 93279 also. The 88 and 89, this one is its own mama code, but this one you had to look at its 93288, okay? So 88 and 89 are interrogation device evaluations. It says a multiple lead pacemaker system. So pacemaker. Whoops. Pacemaker. That's what mama says. Wrong one. Wrong one. This one's going to go right there. There we go. Okay. What did we do? We did a defibrillator. So, pacemaker doesn't match. So then I would go look and see what the other two codes are. They're both child codes. I have to look at their mama code. The mama code is the 79 code. '84 is our defib, and 80 is just again for our pacemaker. And 88 could be, no, our 89 could be for a defib, but multiple lead. But our programming is another key word. Programming goes with our 79 mama, where all we're doing in 88 and in 89 is evaluating or interrogating, whatever you want to say. It's interrogating the device, not reprogramming. So 88 and 89 are just evaluations. That's the more important difference, where 84 and 80 are programming the device. Are you evaluating the device, or are you programming the device? So more than anything, the header differences between those at 88 is an eval versus a programming. And when you see the word programming, you know that you would get rid of 88 and 89 because you're not evaluating it, you're reprogramming it. And then that means you're going to stay at the 80 or the 84, and then you just pick the one that's defibrillator. Yep. Does that help? I hope that helps. All right, next one. Are we a 12 or a 13? Let's go look at the 3312. 3312 and 13. 12 is a mama code. 13 is a child. The smallest, cheapest number is 93312. That is an echography transpharyngeal. Is that what we did? We did do an echo. We did do it transpharyngeal. We did the interpretation and report by the cardiologist who's not employed by the facility. So does that mean we only bill for like 14 or 13 or 12? Do we do it all together? None at all. The probe was placed. Images were acquired. 3350 is an echocardiograph, transthoracic, 2D, including M-mode recording. $12 is with or without M-mode recording. $50 is a treadmill, where 12 is where the probe is placed. I make it look so easy. I know. I'm sorry. There you go. Code is probe placed. Good. 2D image, yes. Why would we not be A? 15. 15 is for a congenital cardiac anomaly. What's wrong with this patient? Do they have a genetic condition? They just have a history of coronary artery disease, which is usually a lifelong health habit, not technically a genetic abnormality. This is just somebody that had high blood pressure and ate at Chick-fil-A all the time, or In-N-Out, right? So that's why it's not A. There's no probe placement in 50. And then 18 is therapeutic. Meaning we're going to leave it on there and we're doing it because we're going to monitor the patient for a long time. This isn't therapeutic. And we're not monitoring the patient. We're just performing a test and moving on with our day. So we're definitely B12. Anatomy question. Which of these spinal regions is not included in the CPT book? What do you guys think? Thank you for the 37,000 taps on TikTok. That's great. We got 26 likes on YouTube. That's awesome. We got 6 new members of the YouTube channel. Oh my. Who got a YouTube membership? Somebody did today. Yep. Perfect. C is the answer. That's one where they don't mention in the CPT book. They don't code them differently. All right. we've got some codes that are times by 2. Knowing if you can do that or not is super helpful, but the first thing I would worry about is, did we do a 72 or did we do a 73? 963. Ooh, the 964, 11, 13, and 15 were on somebody's exam recently, just so you know. And so was the 963, 72. That one is pink highlighted in my book too, so be sure you understand these codes. Maybe some of these questions you'll see tomorrow. That would be awesome. Which one is for RSV? Are we a 72 or a 73? 73 is intra-arterial. 72 is subcutaneous, intramuscular. We did do intramuscular, so you know you're going to be a 72. Then you just need to know, would I add a 78 or not? I guess we are adding it. Would we times 2 it? I don't even know where that code is at. Do you guys know where it's at? For the biological agents. Hey Elizabeth, good to see you. Howdy, howdy. Oh, what codes were on the exam? So I've got 96411, 96413, 96415, and someone said 96372 was on their exam too. This one we're doing D. Would we be using the TC modifier? Do we have one procedure, two procedures, one or two? Would we need that TC modifier? Do we have two diagnoses, two symptom diagnoses, one diagnosis or one diagnosis? Sometimes that is super helpful information. The code is the same in the front. You just need to know if you could add or would add a secondary code, and if you would add a modifier. What do you guys think on this one? You found it on 743. Thank you. TGIF, it's Friday. Can I send my messages? What's up, Sam? What'd I miss? See, I can get a couple of them. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. What's more likely? The answer, probably one code, not two. And this is just a radiologist in a radiology department doing a procedure. We're not going to have a diagnosis, are we? All we got is numb tingling in the arm, right? We're not going to have a G code, an M code. We just have the two symptoms, right? So you can tell probably without opening a book what the answer is, without even looking up a code, that it's going to be B. Definitely would not add the TC report because the radiologist did the reading, collected the report, and the facility is going to bill for it. You know, there's nothing where somebody says that they're only doing a procedure, but then somebody else is going to read it or something or another for that facility to have billed a TC. Yep. Don't overthink them. Numbness and tingling is no diagnosis. You know you just need the R codes. You only have one answer with R codes in it. Great, pick it, move on. You don't have to verify. You don't have to go look up R20.0 and verify that that is the correct answer. You can think these out a lot of times easier than move into the codes and trying to figure them out. We've got two answers that start with the 58 code. I would start there. Go see what's going on with that code. 96158. What's going on there? 96158. What are we under? We're under behavioral health assessments and interventions. Is that what we did today? What did we do? We did do an evaluation for behavioral health. Okay. '58 is health behavior and intervention. Why are we getting behavioral health evaluation? Because of cancer? Is cancer got anything to do with behavior intervention? That don't seem right, right? We don't need to correct a person's behavior because they have cancer. I mean, you might start acting like a fool if you know you ain't got much time left, but that's really not what the doctor said they should go here for. They're having a panic attacks. And you can't help having a panic attack. That's not a behavioral thing. So maybe the 58s are not what we did today. If you had that information, what do you think the answer is now? '60 is a risk assessment. So it must be a 56. Because we didn't do a risk assessment. We did something for panic attacks. Yep. C is correct. Good job. Good job. I hope this has been helpful. We've got Sunday's workshop. If y'all haven't signed up, please go be sure and go to my website, Medical Coding by Jen, and sign up for that. I can't wait to hang out with you guys for 3 hours. We'll do a couple of questions in all 17 sections. These will be brand new questions that I haven't done before. I've been doing workshops for almost 3 years now? Yeah. And so it's real fun to create 75 more questions that y'all haven't seen yet. Some cases will be on there. Guideline questions will be on there. So I hope to see you guys on Sunday. We'll be back to do 2 more hours of free lessons on Monday. And Wednesday and Friday next week. So same as usual. I hope this has been helpful. If I go live tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday, it'll be for the YouTube subscribers or TikTok subscribers. The replays will be posted on to TikTok for the subscribers. If y'all have got questions or want me to make a video over a particular subject, don't forget to leave comments on the videos that are posted either on TikTok or on YouTube videos. Just let me know in the comments what you want me to go over. That gives me inspiration on what to create for you guys, because I'm just like spinning my wheels constantly, never knowing what I'm going to do next. But that gives me focus if you're asking me for something, so that's helpful. So I hope this was helpful. Best of luck tomorrow. Keep me informed. Let me know how you do tomorrow. Just try not to overthink. Don't second guess, and don't linger at the questions. Go look at the answers first. Don't start at the top reading that Mr. Jones is here for his sciatica. You don't need to know none of that. Go straight to the answers. Look at those numbers like they're numbers. See what the differences are in those numbers, and only look for those differences in the question if you have to. Thanks, April. Thanks. No worries, guys. So proud of you guys. Love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I will see you on Sunday and Monday, if not sooner. Thanks, Brandy. I'll see you guys later. So proud of you guys. Hope this was helpful.